Today on Playmakers, the court is heating up. KU volleyball takes on Baylor tonight, and we are live with all the details ahead of tonight's matchup. And playoff season is here. From the court to the ballpark, we catch you up on all the action happening this week in the WNBA and MLB. And later, we bring you another Playmakers Mic'd Up that you won't want to miss. I'm Emma Hale, your host for today, and welcome back to Playmakers. Breaking news this week out of Lawrence, Kansas. Men's basketball just picked up another big-time commit. Four-star small forward Trent Perry announced Wednesday he is heading to KU, choosing the Jayhawks over Maryland and TCU. Perry, who stands at 6 feet 4 inches, becomes the second prospect in the class to commit this week, following a four-star point guard Taylon Kenny. The Kansas volleyball team is set for a big-time showdown tonight as they travel down to Waco, Texas to take on the number 15 ranked Bears for a 7 o'clock first serve. Playmakers' Addie Rabel is live out at Horsch Family Volleyball Arena with more. Addie.
That's right, Emma. I'm sitting outside the one and only Horsch Family Volleyball Arena where the Jayhawks just hosted their home opener this past weekend. After 14 games on the road, KU finally returned to Lawrence last Friday to take on Arizona State and kick off Big 12 play. The Jayhawks came into the match ranked 18th in the country, but the Sun Devils have also had an impressive season so far, holding a 10-2 record. KU, on the other hand, has faced some early struggles against ranked teams with fifth set losses to Penn State, Wisconsin, and Creighton, and this story unfortunately stayed true against Arizona State. KU won the first set 30-28, but over the next 4 sets, they looked pretty uncomfortable in their home court in front of a sold-out crowd. The Jayhawks ended up dropping the match to Arizona State in 5 sets and was yet again another tough loss against a ranked opponent. But the energy in Horsch showed just how much this team has as they push deeper into Big 12 play. Freshman hitter Jovana Selenovic had an impressive showing, racking up 18 kills and 9 digs, while Grace Nelson added 12 kills of her own even after leaving the match late in the second set with a knee injury. The Jayhawks had to quickly bounce back as they faced Arizona on Sunday, but this time they easily took care of business, sweeping the Wildcats 3-0 and improving their record to 10-6. KU hit the road again this past week to take the trip to Texas. They faced TCU on Wednesday and fell 3-1, but hope to beat at least one Texas team as they face Baylor tonight with first serve set for 7 p.m. It won't be long, though, until the Jayhawks are right back here playing behind me as they match up against Texas Tech Wednesday at 6 p.m. Reporting to you live at Horsch Arena, Emma, back to you.
Thanks, Addie. Now, KU volleyball isn't the only ones with some action on campus. From the greens to the fields to the water, there's plenty more happening around Kansas athletics. For that, we turn to Playmakers' Tyler Brewer on an Olympic sports update. Tyler.
Thank you, Emma. Teeing it off with KU men's golf, the Jayhawks tied for 6th place at the Wyndon Memorial Classic in Lake Forest, Illinois. The team was led by sophomore Hartage Grewal, who finished with an individual runner-up on the tournament. While Grewal's performance was impressive, it wasn't enough for a top 3 team finish. Head coach Jamie Bermel described the outing as disappointing, also saying, quote, "We were 5 over par after the first hole and couldn't get anything going." The team shot scores of 282, 274, and 292 with a total of 848, while Illinois won the tournament with a total score of 828. The Jayhawks will resume action October 13th in South Carolina for the Bryson Invitational. Staying in the golf game with women's golf as they are set to host the Maryland Smith Sunflower Invitational starting October 6th as they look to defend their home course from schools like Missouri, Notre Dame, and plenty of others. Paddling it on over with KU rowing team. The team boasts a 1-0 record after finishing first place in the Boathouse Battle Race that was hosted in Lawrence. The team will compete in the Head of Oklahoma race in Oklahoma City, where they will be looking to improve upon their early success. It'll take place October 5th through the 6th. Now swinging it on over with the KU baseball team as they will be looking to knock it out of the park in their fall ball games that take place starting October 11th when the Jayhawks take on Bradley, then again October 25th as we get a somewhat friendly exhibition game against Kansas State. Both games will be played at Hoagland Ballpark. Softball was in action this week at home, playing against Rockhurst, where the Jayhawks handled some major business, winning the game 7-zip. All the hard work from these teams are paying off as their seasons start to gear up. Emma, what team do you think had the most impressive performance this week?
I mean, come on, Tyler. The KU rowing team stands out to me with that big win at the Boathouse Battle. But they weren't the only ones making headlines this week. Jayhawks across every sport put together some huge performances. For more, Playmakers' Colton Kennan has your Jayhawks of the week.
That's right, Emma. It's time to take a look at some of the top athletes on campus this week for the Jayhawks. First up, who else than other wide receiver Emmanuel Henderson Jr. The transfer from Alabama had his breakout game against Cincinnati, and even though KU lost the Big 12 shootout, Henderson was the MVP of the game. He racked up 214 receiving yards on just 5 catches, including 2 touchdowns, one for 75 yards and one for 93 yards. Henderson became one of the few players in program history to top 200 yards in a single game, a massive performance that definitely put his name on the radar across the Big 12. Now on the golf course, like Tyler previously mentioned, Hartesh Grewal put together one of the most consistent tournaments we've seen this fall. Candace went to Lake Forest, Illinois to play the Wyndon Memorial Classic at Knollwood Country Club. Grewal shot a team best 18 birdies over 3 rounds and finished at 10 under par, tying second individually. Grewal was the only Jayhawk to shoot par or better on all 3 rounds, showing great execution from the tee to the green. His performance led the way as Kansas finished tied for 6th in a strong field, and it was a statement week for one of KU's most reliable golfers. And like we said earlier, Kansas volleyball is alive and well, and that includes sophomore hitter Grace Nelson. Nelson played a big role in Kansas' first conference win this season. She recorded 13 kills, leading the attack and providing a spark that helped the Jayhawks close out a hard-fought match against Arizona. Nelson looks to keep up the momentum tonight as the volleyball team heads south to Waco to face off against Baylor. And Henderson football will travel to Orlando, Florida to take on UCF tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. And the golf team is going to South Carolina for the Bryson Invitational October 13th. Now, even though these Jayhawks delivered a big performance this week, some members on the track and field team won't get their chance after the cancellation of one of the biggest tournaments in the Midwest. Emma, what can you tell us about that?
Yes, Colton, you heard right. One of the biggest track meets in the state has officially been canceled. The Kansas Relays won't return in 2026. Playmakers' Jacob Johnson has more on this decision.
Thanks, Emma, and I am here at Rock Chalk Park, the home of Kansas track and field and many other KU sports. But today I have some very, very sad news. After a century-long tradition, the Kansas Relays has been put on hold due to the financial pressures of revenue sharing. This meet has long drawn elite athletes, from Olympians like Jim Ryan to rising high school stars. The event, inspired by the Penn Relays and recognized with the World Athletics Heritage Plaque, has been a cornerstone of KU's athletic legacy. However, Athletic Director Travis Goff says escalating costs, including stadium upgrades and new financial obligations from the House settlement, have forced KU to prioritize financial stability. While KU plans to host smaller track events like the Jayhawk Spring Fling, there is truly no other meet in Kansas like the Relays, and its cancellation leaves a void for fans, competitors, and even alumni.
You know, obviously it was disappointment. Disappointing to see that this tradition is being discontinued, and I don't know if that's, you know, just indefinitely or forever. I don't know what that looks like, but really it's just disappointment. I came to KU for the traditions, whether that was the basketball traditions, the football traditions, the tradition of excellence in track and field. I mean, we have 8 national championships in track and field, but why did we build a state-of-the-art facility not to host the KU Relays?
You know, I'm a Lawrence kid. I'm born and raised. I've been to 40-plus relays. And to be the director was a lifelong dream. You know, that was my a little emotional because I just think this position meant so much to me and it meant so much to the community. And I saw how it affected high school athletes, how it affected up and coming, you know, maybe pro. Just not to have it and not to see that history of one of the best relays in the nation. Just it weighs heavy on my heart.
While hard to accept for most, maybe someday we can find the middle ground between paying collegiate athletes while also keeping the pageantry and tradition of college athletics. That's all for now. Back to you, Emma.
Thanks, Jacob. When we come back, we have the latest happening around the pro sports world. Don't go anywhere.
You may not hear it at first, but it's there. Our chant, rising. On this summit, callings converge, voices unify into a chorus that sounds out for good, for greatness. Can you hear it?
NBC Sports Network is being resurrected after a 4-year shutdown. The relaunch is part of a new long-term carriage agreement with YouTube that will expand live sports TV access. The NFL is in full swing and the injury reports are piling up. From key starters hitting the sidelines to unexpected surprises, there is plenty to talk about. Playmakers' Emily Sutter is live in the studio to break it all down.
Thanks, Emma. We just wrapped up week 4 of the NFL season, and these games have been nothing but entertaining. Though it's been great for us viewers, some of the teams have quite a few players who are out with injuries. With some temporary, some season ending, how will these injuries affect teams for the rest of their seasons with so many key players and starters out? Heading into week 5, here is your week 4 injury report. Tyreek Hill is out for the season after tearing multiple ligaments, including his ACL and dislocating his knee against the Jets. He's already had surgery to repair his torn ligaments and won't be returning for any more games. It was to the point where they cut off his cleat before carting him off the field. He has 21 receptions and 265 yards so far this season, but his projected 89 receptions is now cut short. Giants wide receiver Malik Neighbors is now out for the season with a torn ACL after a missed pass in the Rams-Giants game. Neighbors was actually recently limited in practices because of a shoulder injury, but is now officially done with this ACL tear. Coming off an amazing rookie year, Neighbors had 109 receptions, the most in Giants history. Neighbors is regarded as one of the NFL's best wide receivers, so this injury won't help the Giants. Joe Burrow is also out after suffering a turf toe injury and underwent surgery to fix it. His injury was grade 3, and having an operation for turf toe is extremely rare, but he already had surgery as well. His estimated return date is December 14th, as he's out for a minimum of 3 months. With Burrow out, Jake Browning is leading the charge for the Cincinnati Bengals. Chargers O-lineman Joe Alt suffered what is believed to be a high ankle sprain and will be out for a part of the season. It's not determined how long he'll be out for, but it's ironic as he was starting at left tackle in place of Rashawn Slater, who tore his Achilles during training camp. The Chargers are having to go down the line for players, which will definitely affect their performance. Something is in the air, though. We've got CeeDee Lamb, Mike Evans, Brock Purdy, J.J. McCarthy, and Jaden Daniels all out or having a questionable return. Whatever it is, Emma, hopefully we see fewer injuries in week 5.
Thanks, Emily. That is a lot of big names down, but here's to hoping week 5 brings healthier sidelines. Shifting gears over to the WNBA, we've been keeping you in the loop with all the action happening on the court as the league enters its final games of the playoffs. But this week, some major headlines broke and athletes, coaches, and even the WNBA commissioner had some words to say. Playmakers' Carol Lyons is here live to break down what exactly went down this past week.
That's right, Emma. Things certainly are heating up in this playoff race. Picking up where we left off last week for the WNBA, the semifinals are finally done, and we have our 2 teams standing, the Las Vegas Aces and the Phoenix Mercury. While that matchup itself will be exciting, the focus has shifted away to what's now happening off the court, and it all started with Game 3 of the Minnesota Lynx and Mercury matchup. Many have seen the video of Nafisa Collier getting injured in the final seconds of the game and Alyssa Thomas securing a Mercury win, which ultimately sent Lynx head coach Cheryl Reeve into a passionate disagreement with the no-call foul by the refs. She was ejected from the game and later fined and suspended for Game 4, where the Lynx were eliminated. Collier took to the public, expressing not only her frustrations with the officiating in the league, but also her disappointment in Commissioner Kathy Engelbert and her leadership within the WNBA.
We have the best players in the world. We have the best fans in the world. But right now, we have the worst leadership in the world.
Collier continued by recounting a conversation with Engelbert and how Engelbert said players within the WNBA should be thankful they have the platform they do and that they are making the money that they are now. Engelbert responded to Collier's call out shortly after in a broad statement she posted on social media, saying her focus remains on improving the league. Players across the WNBA, like Aces Asia Wilson, supported Collier, saying, quote, "I was honestly disgusted by the comments that Kathy made. I'm going to ride with Fee always. We got to continue to stand on business." With the spotlight shining bright on Engelbert, the question everyone has is, will she resign? Or will this be a wake-up call to make changes the players want to see? Now, the WNBA isn't the only league in playoffs and final season. Emma, what's the latest with the MLB?
Yes, Kara, there is postseason excitement everywhere, and the MLB is no different. Playmakers Charlie Marshall and Eli Greenwald are here to give us a look at the history and what is happening this year.
It's October, Eli, and you know what that means.
Playoff baseball.
That's right. The 2025 Major League postseason is officially underway with the AL and NLDS starting tomorrow.
It's been a long summer, Charlie, but the best part of the season is finally here.
And with that, we're going to turn back the clock and take a quick trip down the memory lane that is October baseball.
Here's the pitch on the way, a swing and a belt, left field, way back, Blue Jays win it! The Blue Jays are World Series champions as Joe Carter hits a 3-run home run in the 9th inning, and the Blue Jays have repeated as World Series champions. Touch 'em all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
October is a time when legends are born, and one moment can change careers and lives.
But the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone! In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
From Kirk Gibson's home run in the '88 Fall Classic, to the Big Red Machine in Cincinnati in the '70s, to the 27 World Series in the Bronx, and even the longest drought in North American sports history being broken in Chicago in 2016.
The Cubs win the World Series! Bryant makes the play! It's over! And the Cubs have finally won it all! 8-7-10.
There's been plenty of great playoff moments in history, but postseason baseball isn't all sunshine and rainbows, with courses like the Billy Goat and the Bambino looming for decades.
3-2 to Mookie Wilson. Little roller up along first. Behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
This year, the 8 teams remaining will take their best swing at leaving their mark on the game of baseball for the rest of time.
For Playmakers, this has been Charlie Marshall and Eli Greenwald.
Awesome job, boys. Last week we called the shots for men's basketball. This week the women take the spotlight. Playmakers Jack Kenna and Ben Voskov are here to break down the teams you need on your radar this season. Boys.
That's right, Emma. Last week we talked about which men's college basketball teams we think could cut down the nets, so it's only fair if we do the same for women's college basketball. Ben, which team are you looking at to make a run?
I'm going to head up to Ames, Iowa, and go with the Iowa State Cyclones. Top scorers Audie Crooks, Addie Brown, and welcoming in a new point guard, Jada Williams from Arizona. This team can put up big numbers, and they can make a big run in the Big 12 this year. I just think that in March Madness, they'll go far into it and possibly win it all.
Yeah, that's not crazy to say at all. I'm going to go with the reigning national champions in last year's Big East favorites, the UConn Huskies.
Jack, last week it was Houston. This week it's UConn. Look, you're just taking the easy route out.
I'm not taking the easy route. I'm just choosing the teams that I think can genuinely win the entire thing. They lost Paige Beckers a year ago, but this team still has a talented enough roster to make that back-to-back national championship run. They have 2 probable first-team All-Americans in AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong, and as long as Gino Arimia is still their head coach, I think the UConn Huskies can at least make the Final Four.
All right, well, I'm going to move across the country and head over to Southern California and look at UCLA's Lauren Betts. Despite being eligible for the WNBA draft this year, in February of 2025, she announced that she would return to UCLA for her senior season, and she wants to win a national championship and contend with her sister as well. She was also named the Defensive Player of the Year last year and averaged 20.2 points per game. I think she's going to be a top prospect heading into next year's WNBA draft.
That's fine, but I'm going to go with the best player in college basketball, Hannah Hidalgo, the point guard from Notre Dame. The junior is set to take college basketball by storm. She averaged almost 24 points per game last year, and she is an ultimate shot maker. She was an AP All-American first-team player her first 2 seasons in college basketball, one of 4 players in the history of the sport. To earn that accomplishment. And if Notre Dame wants to compete with the UConns, UCLAs, and South Carolinas of the world, Hidalgo is going to have a phenomenal season. Well, our time is all up. Emma, what team do you think has the most approved this year?
My pick, I'm rocking with UCLA, you guys. I think the Bruins have the depth to make some serious noise this year. Don't go anywhere. We have more on Playmakers right here when we return. Stick around.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back. Contracts, cash, and controversy. Who is getting paid what in the NFL, you might ask? Playmakers Grant Shearer, Jude Gussie, and Zach Newkirk are here with this week's roundtable to break down their takes on the over or underpaid players.
Thanks, Emma, and welcome back to another Playmakers Roundtable. My name's Zach Newkirk, and I'm joined here by Grant Shearer and Jude Gussie. And today we're going to be talking about NFL contracts. Now the season is underway, and these guys are getting paid a lot of money to do what they do. So let's talk about who's maybe underpaid and who's overpaid. Jude, let's start with you. Who's someone that you have that's overpaid this year?
Now, the guy that I've got that's overpaid is one of the newer contracts in the NFL, and it's one of the most expensive, and that is Micah Parsons, who's just traded to the Cowboys and got the extension. He's getting paid $188 million, and when he's on a team with Jordan Love, who's getting over $200, that's not very ideal. This isn't the NBA. You can't bunch up that much money in 2 guys. They have to be relying on the draft, but they just traded 2 firsts. So I think Micah Parsons' contract really holds back the Green Bay Packers. So.
Well, Jude, I'm going to go with quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers, Justin Herbert, a 5-year, $262 million deal. And I mean, what has he done? 2 playoff appearances, 0 playoff wins. With a quarterback taking the most percentage of a team's salary cap, he's not proven. He has done really nothing. He's had a good year so far, but I mean, he started this contract in 2023. That's when he signed the extension. He hasn't done really anything with it since, so I'm going to go with him as my overpaid player. Zach, how about you?
Yeah, guys, for mine, I'm going to take Jawan Taylor, the right tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs. As a Chiefs fan, I watch this team a lot, and I've seen, he's a very penalized player, one of the most in the league last year, and this year he's already in first place right now. He gets a lot of penalties, and while he is a good right tackle, he's not one of the best, and right now he's being paid 3rd highest in the league out of all right tackles. So I think that plus the combination of all those penalties really hurts the team, and so I think for that reason, 4 years, $80 million is too much for Jawan Taylor. Now let's shift into some underpaid players in the league. Jude, who do you got?
And like you said, staying with the Kansas City Chiefs, I mean, it is very tough to allocate that much money. And especially when you're paying a guy $450 million, and the Chiefs have somehow made it to be underpaid. Now, Kansas City, they are paying Patrick Mahomes $45 million a year for 10 years. Now, they restructured. They gave him $200 million from 23 to 26. And because of that, they're going to be paying him less than $40 million over the next couple of years after 2026, which I think is just incredible, especially considering that he right now is the best quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion, but he's not even top 10 highest paid on an annual average value.
Now, I'm going to go with someone for my underpaid player who's not really that big of a name. He used to be. I'm going to go with Vita Vea with the Buccaneers. He is a disruptor on that D-line. He might not be making a ton of those highlight plays, but he is always there. His presence is felt, and occasionally he will get to the quarterback. He has yet to have a 10-sack season. He's always staying below that, but like I said, he's just a disruptor. He is very hard to play against, and most coaches on that O-line are having to scheme their O-line against him.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to go with Mike Jackson, the Panthers cornerback. He's actually the cornerback 2 on the roster, but the cornerback 1 is J.C. Horn, and he's getting paid a lot more. He's actually paid 3rd highest in the league, whereas Mike Jackson is being paid at 41st highest out of all cornerbacks. And he actually had better stats than J.C. Horn last year, more pass deflections, more interceptions, more total tackles. So that's going to be my underpaid player. And now lastly, the highest contracts in the league go to quarterbacks. So who's a quarterback in the league that is near the top of the list for you guys, but is maybe actually overpaid?
We can't do this segment without talking about the worst contract in NFL history, Deshaun Watson. He had off-the-field issues, and he still got 5 years, fully guaranteed, $230 million. The worst contract in NFL history, and that's at the top of my list.
I mean, I'm just going to make mine quick here. Kirk Cousins, the backup quarterback for the Falcons, being paid 4 years, $180 million. That's ridiculous for a backup.
Yeah, and lastly, I'm going to go with the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa. He's getting paid a lot of money, and he has just not looked great. He's thrown a lot of careless balls, a lot of interceptions, and to me, he's just getting paid too much for a guy that's never won a playoff game as the franchise quarterback. So that's going to do it for us for overpaid, underpaid NFL contracts. Now, the guys that are underpaid make the big plays, and there's been some big plays this week. Back to you, Emma.
That's right, boys. We know you love it, so we are back with another round of the top 5 plays. Playmakers Ulysia Parker has the best highlights and biggest moments from the week. Take it away, Ulysia.
That's right, Emma. It's another Friday, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the best plays from this week. Coming in at number 5, we have the Kansas City Current and Chicago Stars. They're going to hit a clearance shot across the field here. Bia's going to take that all the way on the left side, and she's going to slide into the goal right there. What an amazing shot. We'll look at it one more time. Her defender is keeping up with her, but she still makes the goal. Number 4, we have Alabama and Georgia. Georgia's going to try to make it here, and Zachariah Branch is going to make that catch. What an incredible catch between 3 players. Kind of plays pinball on the way down there. Coming in at number 3, we have the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Justice Hill is going to grab that and take that straight through the Chiefs defense, and he's going to make a straight shot right into the end zone. You can see Joshua Williams trying to catch up to him there. Look one more time, 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. This play was not enough for the Ravens to make a comeback, but what an incredible play by Justice Hill. Then at number 2, Ben Rice is going to hit right to the far right there, and he's going to make that home run, a 2-run home run with Ballinger on the plate. This is the first postseason home run of Ben Rice's career in the AL Wildcard Series. And then number 1, we have Virginia and Florida State. FSU is going to attempt to score here, and Virginia gets the interception, and that is game over. In the double overtime, Virginia scores. Some good sports for you, but taking you from the booth to the field, Emma, I heard some playmakers tested their luck at softball this week.
Thanks, Ulysia. Top 5 plays was just the beginning of the excitement because Playmakers hit the diamond for some must-see mic'd up softball. Take a look.
What's up, Playmakers? We are here at Lions Park.
Yeah, that's right. We got mic'd up intramural softball. We're actually already 2-0 on the year. We're looking to go 3-0 tonight. Let's go.
Let's go.
Lindsay, you got anything?
Yep, we're so excited.
Yeah. Let's go. Today is a great day to have a great day. Let's go.
It's not the game you play.
It's not the game you play. It's about the plays you make or something like that. I don't know. Hit the quote book with that.
I will say, I miss Jackson and Chad pitching. No shame to Jack at all, but you know, they just were a little bit more fundamentally sound. I got it. Okay, this guy's a lefty, so Eli's gonna scream obnoxiously so everyone knows. Oh, he was right though. Lauren's actually chasing butterflies out there right now.
Standing out in the open. You got the out.
Wow. You know, I don't love that. Really wanted to hit the ball hard, but I'm on base. That's all we need. Oh, he rocks it. Nope. Yep, I'm scoring. Tie game. Good stuff. We tied it 1-1. Let's go.
I'm just too slow. Maybe I'm chopped. I didn't even do that this time.
Yes, you did.
I'm just chopped.
Should I run? Wait. Can I stay here? No, you're out.
Wait, but I thought since he's out, I was okay.
No, because they stepped on second and they got the force out.
Hey, everyone's a great win today. But don't forget, use my code JJ to get 10% off on Sevilla. Good night.
I'm here with today's MVP, the only person I've ever seen put their glove on the wrong hand, not know how to run the bases. I'm here with Jacob Jackson. JJ, where did you learn the rules of baseball?
You got it. I didn't.
Good explanation. All right, signing off for Playmakers. Emma Hale, back to you.
Yeah! Good work, team!
That's all for this week's edition of Playmakers. Be sure to follow us on social media at PlaymakersKU to find all our content on the sports world as we see it. Stay tuned for KUJH on Thursdays and run it back on Monday afternoons and early Friday mornings for all the game results happening over the weekend. Playmakers will be back here live in the studio next Friday. And remember, it's not about the game you played, but the plays you made. Rock chalk, and we'll see you next time.